Wow, and welcome to episode 98 of the No Hangover podcast. Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcast, best social media platform. Follow us on our Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. We're also on Twitter at No Hangover Pod, and the website www.nohangoverpodcast.com.
That's still down.
Well, don't check out the website for now, but it'll be up soon enough.
It'll be up as soon as you go check it out. It'll definitely be up, so go check it out.
Boom. But episode 98.
We in the building. Boy Jordan G in the cut. Excited to be here. I got the Cuban sensation in the middle. Erica Ponte across from me.
What's up?
Episode 98. You already know. No Hangover Podcast. Show love to the extended family member of ours, Ryan Gillio, over there at XL Tent. Phone number is 386-479-5111.
7111.
Oh, 7111. That's what I have Jacob here. What did he say?
5.
Did I say 5?
Yeah, you did.
I guess I'm thinking about Skylar's number. Yeah, call or text that number for a free quote. Get with him on Instagram at XL_tent and on Facebook at XL Tent.
And just in case, for one more time, if you want a free estimate, call or text 386-479-7111.
7111. That's him.
Shit.
We in the building.
Eric's live. He's awake. He's good.
We're all live and awake.
Something like
Boom.
that.
First topic, jumping into it. Everyone loves it. Good old music. Jordan's excited for this one.
I feel like we've been talking about this person a lot recently. J. Cole just dropped a new album, so we've kind of been on that lately. We've all been listening to it a lot. I know I've been listening to it a lot, so I've been kind of dissecting it. And within dissecting it, I start to compare it to other artists. Obviously, his direct competition, which is probably the biggest artist in the game, Drizzy Drake. He's on deck to drop an album, Certified Lover Boy. So that's something I'm excited for.
And just won a big award.
Yeah, Artist of the Decade at the Billboard Awards. So with that being said, like I said, I started comparing, and anticipation for Certified Lover Boy started like pick up again for me. It forced me to ask the question: do you think that this Certified Lover Boy album has to be a classic for Drake based off the album that J. Cole just put out? Do you think it put any type of pressure on him to come out with a classic album?
Nope.
No? Why is that? Do you think that's more on Drake, or you think it's more on the album that J. Cole dropped?
Well, I just don't think J. Cole is. I mean, it's him, Kendrick, and Drake that are always compared. I just think it's like J. Cole is clearly number 3 out of those two, and it's 1A, 1B between Drake and Kendrick, depending on your flavor, whatever, blah blah blah. But I definitely think that for as great as J. Cole is, like I don't think he pushes. I don't think he pushes Drake or Kendrick to put out better music. And there might have been a point where that was the case, but I feel like that came and went very quickly.
I mean, J. Cole is more of a cult artist than Drake is. I mean, J. Cole is still big mainstream, but he's not as big mainstream as Drake. And he's not like as pop as Drake. So, I mean,
likes to stay in the shadows a little bit.
Yeah.
Likes to put out work that it's like, it's recognized, but it's like, oh, who is that in the shadows,
Definitely. And he's not into doing the whole, like, celebrity thing and popping out and being at all the events and being in front of the cameras and shit like that. And like I said, making comparisons. I kind of compare Cole to Nas a little bit, and how Nas was, like, great musically, but, like, he had, like, an underground, like, Cole fan base that, like, loved the, like, knowledge that Nas kicked. And then you have Jay-Z, who was more of the pop star, and that forced me to kind of think about the Drake thing, because I think they have some similarities there where Drake caters more to a mainstream audience,
like the pop culture
than J. Cole does. And that's kind of what Jay-Z did versus Nas. You know what I mean? And I think if you compare any of those two guys, Drake and J. Cole, to anybody in the past, I think you would compare them to those two.
I mean, yeah, you can see the similarities. Because like you said, I mean, Jay-Z, when they were coming out and stuff, Jay-Z and Nas, Jay-Z was always the bigger artist.
Not in the beginning, though.
I mean, Nas had the first run. It took like
2-3 years, though.
But
Nas came out first, and Drake came out before Cole, but that's a little different.
Cole made some like noise in the beginning, and then Drake was like, all right,
Drake has made noise since he came into the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Cole made some noise in the beginning, but Drake was already an established artist. It was like, yeah, you were catching up, but then he hit the gas on
What
him.
was his, not the first mixtape that he dropped, J. Cole, but his second with
Friday Night Lights?
With shit. All
Drake
those
on
fucking songs, fucking Workout, fucking In the Morning, all that shit. What album was
Workout's on his
Friday Night
first
Lights?
album. That's the Sideline Story.
There you go. Like, I don't know. After that, it just kind of seemed like people were kind of sleeping on J. Cole for a little bit, and then once he dropped Born Sinner, that's when he like.
You're right about that.
Like he had his sideline or what? Friday Night Lights was the.
Friday Night Lights was like what
was
really
the mixtape, right?
Was the mixtape was his So Far Gone.
Yeah,
in that sense.
And after that there was hype. Sideline Story came. People kind of like didn't really like it. It might have been a little too poppy, this, that, whatever. And then once Born Sinner came out, that's when he kind of like
solidified himself.
Essentially, but I don't really think like it doesn't really feel like he kind of like went over that peak too much. Like he kind of stayed there. Like Born Sinner is probably one of his better albums. To me, it's probably one or two. And then after that, like it wasn't really like he took big steps after that.
A lot of people would say Born Sinner and 2014 Hills Drive is probably like his prime. Some people, his biggest fan base probably would say that. But I mean, Born Sinner, it kind of put him in a different place. I feel like it put him kind of on the level with Drake and Kendrick, where he can be compared to those two artists. Before he was still kind of coming up, I agree with you in that manner. But I think Born Sinner allowed him to compete with the big dogs.
I feel like Born Sinner, he went back to what he was good at and not trying to cater to what everybody wanted him to do, because essentially that's what Sidelines
was.
Yeah, I mean they had all those pop songs on it with a whole bunch of features. You had Trey Songz, Missy Elliott, all this fucking all that, and then like I said, people were kind of like, I don't know, like it wasn't. People weren't really raving about it the way that people would if Drake would have put out that same album with the pop songs on it. With the
was that what he kind of did with Take Care as far as coming back to his roots and putting together his own sound? Or does that more nothing was the same? Because his first album, Thank Me Later, he went out and got all the features. The Swiss Beats, the Jay-Z's, the T.I.'s.
But I feel like that works for Drake more than it does for J. Cole.
Right, but Take Care was more appreciated because of the sound that he gave us versus Thank Me Later. He was trying to have all the legends on his album and just make it a pop, not a pop, but like
it's kind of just showing how popular he truly was.
He was trying to
put hits on I can get anyone on this and it'll still be fire.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just comparing it to what you said about Born Sinner, because I understand that. I mean, Cole did go back to his roots and his own sound a little bit, and giving us what we appreciated
when
about
he first
him.
Came out.
Yeah, as
but
an
that
artist.
I feel like that works for him like more so than
Drake.
In a sense, I guess, like, I feel like going back to that helped his career more than if he would have tried to, like, continue to try and cater to everybody. I feel like Drake can do that. Like, it works for him. Him being able to cater to everybody and still go back to, like, what he wants to do here and there and, like, put his little twist on it still and it be big, as opposed to when J. Cole did it in the beginning with Sideline Story. I mean, I like the album. It had good songs on it, but like overall, the bigger picture on it is a lot of people were kind of hating on him a little bit.
Right.
So I mean,
coming off Friday Night Lights, it wasn't what they expected.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So it didn't have the same type of hype. It didn't have the same type of, I guess the same type of effect it would if Drake does something like that. I feel like people kind of expect Drake to do that type of shit and to cater to everyone.
Right.
Up to this point, to this most recent album, J. Cole is not really one to cater to.
No, he didn't do features for the longest
time. So it's like, him going back, I feel like definitely helped him. And in a sense, it might be kind of weird, but it kind of feel like helped his popularity. Kind of, I don't know. He kind of seemed like the guy like, fuck it, I'm going to do what I do. I know what I'm good at. I'm going to do good at that and put that out and continue to do this. And people, for whatever reason, I feel like gravitated towards that more than if you would have tried to be the pop star and try and cater and try and, you know, sell records instead of just making music.
I feel like that's what made a lot of people want to be featured, because he wouldn't feature anyone. He was doing his own thing. He was kind of like, I mean, crafting his own sound or being just doing him, solely him. I felt like they were like, oh, let me jump on a feature.
Well, that ties into his personality as an artist too. Like he's
like I could do it by myself.
Yeah,
like
his personality isn't to be like a big time celebrity in the mix like that. So he's not gonna do all the extra shit to chase that mainstream success for a record. You know what I mean? Drake is in the mix. Like that's part.
But that works for his personality, though.
It works for his personality. That's who he is. You know what I mean? Nas was very like not shy, but in the shadows type of guy. Jay-Z was always out in the public eye. He had Beyonce on his arm. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of similarities there. I mean, Nas didn't win a Grammy for an album until what, this year? J. Cole still hasn't won a Grammy for an album. Drake won a Grammy for his second album. And Jay-Z won a Grammy for his third, right? Hard Knock Life. He won the Grammy in 98. So, I mean, they're close too.
Yeah. I mean, back to the original point, though. I don't think J. Cole really pushes Drake or Kendrick to, like, I don't think he puts any pressure on them at this point
to exceed what they currently are.
I think that's the only thing they have to compare themselves to.
I feel like Drake and Kendrick probably.
You think it's more of the fans than them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to think, how much do they really, like, interact with each other, and, like, how much do they really keep track? I mean, not to say that it was bad, but J. Cole sold how much in the first week?
300.
How much do you think Drake or Kendrick are going to sell in the first week?
At least
700,000 easily. I feel like easily.
I think they go gold first week for sure, which is 500.
Like,
$500,000.
yeah, I don't know. I
think they're above it.
Yeah. I mean,
Drake's last thing, look at it. 4 songs. What did it do?
3 songs. It did.
You're right, 3 songs.
700K? 750? 800? Fake numbers? Okay, they inflating the numbers, I guess.
I don't know.
He did go 1, 2, and 3 on the Billboard.
Yeah.
Whether they bought that or they didn't.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it just might be me. I like J. Cole. Obviously, like like in the past 10 years, like in the 2010s, like he's top 3, but I think he is third, like clear. Like it's not really an argument. I mean, because he does hold his lane very well, and he does have a very solid fan base, but like. Again, like for me at least, like the hype for the J. Cole album kind of came and went with that week, and then after that, like I revisited a little bit, and there's some songs that I like on there, but it's not like it hasn't been something that's been like a constant in my on my phone in my playlist or something like that. You know, if it comes up, I feel like Drake and Kendrick are 2 that.
How regularly do you find yourself listening to Kendrick?
Pretty regularly, honestly.
Really?
I mean, I have all 3 of his albums. I have the Untitled Unmastered one. I have like features, like my section.
Would you say he's in your daily mix though?
It depends, because I mean, recently I've been listening to a lot of instrumentals. So like I haven't really, and like when I do, like when I fucking listen to music and it's just on shuffle, Kendrick does come up a lot. Just because like in my library, like there's a big section just because I have all his albums on there. I have, you know, a whole bunch of songs that he's featured on and shit like that. So I mean, in my phone, in my library, the Drake and Kendrick section is a lot bigger than J. Cole.
Well, going into our next topic, the 2010s, like hip-hop Mount Rushmore, who would you put up there?
Well, those 3, and then the
Future
fourth.
You got as your fourth.
The fourth one
Future
is
Hendrix.
The fourth one is kind of
Future Hendrix.
I don't feel like anybody really like. I feel like they all seem out of place. Anybody who you put in that 4th spot
kind
of
of want to acknowledge it, huh?
I mean, I get it. I understand why people would say that, but to me, I just his just if we're going just off of rap, his rap skill does not even compare to any of those 3.
Not from a lyrical standpoint.
So it's like, you know, and he does have he does have a big influence. He has a very big influence on the past 10 years, but you know, again, like you could have a big influence and not be good at what you do. Influence and popularity does not equal talent.
Well, LeBron is the one who said because it was a picture going around, on Twitter or Instagram, and I think on Twitter, LeBron reposted it and said,
"Future Hendrix."
Yeah, because the picture was the Mount Rushmore with Cole, Drake, and Kendrick on it, and then
the
a question mark
2010s.
for the 2010s, and a question mark on the 4th spot.
And I said,
LeBron-
Future, send it to this guy.
LeBron reposted it and said Future Hendrix.
So I had to send that back to this guy.
And then Nicki reposted.
Even your favorite player, maybe.
Nicki Minaj reposted that. Did you see what she said?
Mm-mm.
She said, "I never thought I would ever give you the chance or have the chance to throw you this alley-oop, but you said the name wrong. It's Nicki Minaj." So she said she should be on that. Whoa. And she should be on that Mount Rushmore.
Fuck no.
No?
Hell no. Has she ever gone number one?
No.
Okay.
Never in her career.
There you go.
She still
Fair
has
enough.
not gone number
Next.
one.
Next.
Yeah, we're not going to do that to Nicki. Nah,
I mean, I figured you would say Young Thug too.
no. Fuck no.
No.
You think I would? You think I would put him on that level?
Yes.
No, I
yes, the way you talk about him for sure. If you're
I think he's
about,
great.
If you're talking about influence and you want to put Future up there, then you'd have to put Young Thug.
You don't
Nah.
have
You'd have to put him in the
He's-
same conversation.
He's getting there. He's starting to get there a little bit now, but he's not what Future. He hasn't done
Has
what
been.
Future has done. He still has not. He's big influence wise, and I think he's great at what he does. But I wouldn't put him on a
Travis Scott. Someone
Mount
said
Rushmore.
Travis Scott.
We could think about it. We could talk about it, but I don't know if he's solidified yet.
You don't know if he's solidified yet?
As far as a Mount Rushmore of a decade, no.
I mean, I feel like if it would be a decade,
His
it
real
would probably
popularity
be this
didn't start-
decade that he would have to.
Yes, his
to-
popularity really didn't start hardcore until 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
So I'm not counting him out, but by default, it's kind of hard for him to qualify.
Yeah, and somebody had said Kanye, which you
Same
could
thing.
do it, but he was big already before.
Same
Like it's
thing.
not, he didn't come up in the 2010s, so that's why it's when we're picking from the past 10 years, there's certain people that you could throw in there, but they came up in the
they were already
2000s.
Kanye
And
is in a weird
established.
area because he bridged the gap for a lot of shit, and like a lot of shit he gets credit for, and a lot of shit he doesn't get credit
I would
for.
put. I mean,
No.
it's definitely a dark horse.
No.
I don't think so.
What
Tyler
are you talking
Creator.
about?
Tyler Creator.
No, Tyler's not a dark horse. I don't think so.
He's
Yeah, of course.
He's not up there.
I think he's good, but when we're talking about Mount Rushmore, we're talking about overall.
It's a dark horse. It's just a little. I mean, I feel like it, and again, this just might be a little biased, but if we're throwing fucking Future around, then
We're not just throwing Future around.
of course. Besides influence, what is it that Drake is? Drake. Tyler's a
Records.
better rapper.
You act like you didn't listen to Future.
Tyler puts out better
OD.
music.
This man listens to Future.
Huh?
It's like you act like you don't listen to Future.
I've acknowledged that I listen to Future. I've acknowledged that there's songs on there, but I've also said that his influence is a lot greater than his talent, and people will overlook.
In the
He's
apartment,
got
this
big
man would literally
records.
play
And that's
Future's
fine,
album.
but when you're not really rapping shit and you're just kind of fucking recycling the same fucking shit that you continue to rap about, and it's not anything that's like,
I mean, if that's the case, then Talib Kweli would be on a Mount Rushmore somewhere.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lot more than just the art, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I don't feel like his influence is a lot greater than what he puts out.
Future?
Yes.
Still be some vibes.
I mean, you can feel that way,
But I feel like that's,
but that's not
Okay.
all he has.
well, what else does he have?
He has the art. You just feel like the influence outweighs that.
And when you're talking about a Mount Rushmore of rap and music, then I feel like you kind of have to, your music has to be up to par.
I'm not saying that he's in the Mount Rushmore solidified. I'm just saying that I don't think Tyler's in it at all.
All right, well, fair enough. I think you could throw Tyler in there. If you're just trying to throw people around, I don't think he would make, I think you can make an argument. I don't think he would make it, but I definitely think you can make an argument.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. He's got some of the pieces. He does have some of the pieces. I just don't think he has enough.
And that's back to the point though, is that I feel like anybody that you throw into that fourth spot is gonna seem like they're a little out of place. Like it doesn't necessarily seem like it's gonna be a perfect fit. Like they necessarily belong in that group of people.
Right.
Just because those three have like
solidified themselves,
separated themselves. Like it is, like I said, it's a 1A, 1B, and then a 3. Like it is like those are the 3, and then it's everybody else. Because I mean, if you think, and we've had this conversation, if you think about like a Big Sean, a Wale, a Wiz Khalifa, I mean, those are kind of the guys that kind of
middle area.
Yeah, that they made their money. You know, they're solidified in the game. They've done their thing, but it's like you don't put them on that same tier as those three.
No,
they're like clearly a step down.
right,
second tier.
So it's like hard to, like I said, put someone in there that, for me at least, I could feel like, all right, that makes sense. Like I could see that. That's a good fit. So for me, that fourth person is just gonna be
maybe
like the black sheep.
Maybe that's why there's always a top 3 in things. There's never a top 4. See, there's top 5, but there's a top 3, a top 5, and a top 10. Like
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because who were the top 3 before? Jay, Biggie, and Nas. That was a thing at a time. Maybe there was somebody after.
Who about for the 2000s? Who would you?
The 2000s?
Wayne, Eminem, and Jay-Z.
Kanye.
That's solid. Wayne, Eminem, definitely. No?
Kanye, Jay-Z.
Not Wayne?
Wayne. Not Wayne?
Wayne? Not Wayne in the 2000s?
Get out of town.
Oh,
Are you sick?
Damn.
Get out of town.
2002?
I definitely think
or 2001?
Jay-Z and Kanye are on there. Like, that is done. Like, those
I feel like you have to put Wayne there. 06 to 2010, Wayne.
He said Eminem. Yeah,
JM
there's 4.
and Kanye.
There's 4. For Mount Rushmore, there's 4.
Oh, yeah, but we were doing 3s. We were just doing 3s.
Oh.
Top
But, I
3.
mean, if we're doing
I love
4s,
Kanye
then
in my top 3.
If we're doing 4s, then yeah.
Yeah.
For that Mount Rushmore.
For the 2000s, for sure.
Yeah, Jay, 50 though, but 50 only had to
He had too short of a run.
Yeah.
He only had to
Yeah,
be.
You can't put
run.
50 up there.
Although it was a great run, it was too short. It was
Great
too short.
influence, great change of the game, but you can't put him up there.
If he had one more.
Nelly.
No.
Nelly, I mean.
He
did have people wearing Band-Aids on their face.
him-
but
He did have another short run,
symbolism
but
behind that?
the Band-Aid?
Yeah. I think he had a best friend or a good friend that was locked up in jail, and I think the Band-Aid was a representation of him or something. I think the guy used to wear a Band-Aid on his face or some shit like that, or he had a scar, but it represented his friend that was locked away in jail.
No.
Oh, you're a god. Oh my god. Now you're going crazy. Now you're going crazy. I've had somebody just tell me that they feel like 50 Cent did more than Lil Wayne from 2000 to 2009. Now 50's run, let's break it down. 50's run starts in 2002 and ends in 2007. Right?
and those last 2 albums were kind of Curtis and Self Destruct were kind of.
That's 5 years. Wayne's run is what? 2002. Is that the first Carter? We'll say 04. 05, because that's Carter 2. Hustler's Music, Fireman drops, Go DJ. 06?
I don't know.
Go DJ's 05.
So 04 to 2010. So I mean,
04 to 2010.
and his peak Carter 3 is that beats anything.
I don't know. I mean, 50 had 2 albums that went
Yeah, it
diamond.
does. Yeah, it does. Yeah,
50
it
had
does.
2 albums that went diamond. But I think Lil Wayne's,
The feature run that he went on
Influence and
too, the
dominance was-
mixtape run that he
Yeah.
went on, like
yeah, he was bigger in the 2000s. I disagree with
that's I would have to. Yeah, I think it would be those 4 for the 2000s. The 2010s I feel like is going to be. So I mean, looking forward, who do you think?
And I mean, the 2010 speaks for itself as far as what Wayne did influence-wise. Look
Yeah.
at all the little baby Waynes we have nowadays.
Yeah,
Like,
tats
we
on
seen-
the face, fucking.
We seen his influence literally be born
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
in front of our face.
Who do you think Mount Rushmore is for the next 10 years? Then, if you had to right now, based
Travis,
Lil Baby,
Lil Baby, Thug.
you think Thug for the next 10 years? It's kind of tough for him because he kind of lands in that same spot as Travis does for the past decade, and it's like that. If how old is he right now?
29 maybe.
He would have to fucking
28.
do some shit.
Travis, Lil Baby,
Travis, Lil Baby, Uzi.
Roddy Rich.
He's popular.
Uzi
Roddy.
is popular.
Roddy Rich has a chance. If Roddy Rich puts out another good album, he's got
Roddy's
got
had a
real
nice
chance.
little run going.
The
Who you gonna
Baby, I
say?
don't know.
The Baby,
Meg Thee Stallion.
probably not.
We're doing Mount Rushmore. So
the Baby.
So we're going
I don't
Lil
think
Baby
the
for sure.
Yeah, Lil Baby and Travis Scott.
We're
for
going
sure.
Travis Scott for sure. Isn't it crazy that we're saying this about Lil Baby and like he's only been out for 4 years?
He's that
Like,
good.
isn't it crazy that the conversations that people are having about Lil Baby and where they're truly putting him?
Charlamagne fucking compared his run to Lil Wayne's run.
A lot of people do that. He's not the first person to do that.
He's not. I don't know if it's. Man, it's just so hard to compare to that run that Lil Wayne had after the Carter 3. Like that shit was different. Because not only with the Carter 3, but the features that he was on. Like he was featured on everything with everybody. Like just doing everything. Like nobody fucking does that anymore. And he was just, his feature prices were like fucking dirt cheap. So he was just hopping on. He had songs with fucking Shakira. He had fucking songs with
Lil Baby and Lil Durk about to drop this mixtape for the summer, and it might be the hottest thing in the streets for the summertime.
Lil Durk.
It really might. It might be a really hard fucking mixtape. And if you have the streets and rap, then usually you're good to go.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Shit will fucking feed you for
That
a little bit.
Feed you
For a little bit. Yeah.
Now, superstar status is the mainstream shit, which he's getting those kind of looks and that kind of love.
Yeah.
Got a song with Kirk Franklin for the fucking.
I heard that. That was kind of funny.
For the Space Jam 2 movie.
Yeah. When's that shit supposed to come out anyways? Next month?
This summer, I'm pretty sure. I forget when, but he's got songs with the biggest artists in the game.
Yeah.
Drake's latest single. One of Drake's latest single. He's on there killing shit. J. Cole's new album, he's on there killing shit. I mean, he's everywhere.
Yeah, he drew on everything.
And he's arguably the better verse.
On J. Cole's?
On most songs that he's on. Not just those 2 songs, but most songs that he's on, he's arguably the best verse.
What's next? He probably had the better verse.
Not what's next.
Let's see. Fucking Wants and Needs.
Wants and Needs.
There you go. He probably had the better verse on that too.
He's about to have a diamond record.
With what?
Drip Too Hard is about to go diamond.
Oh, shit.
9 times platinum.
Damn, when did that drop? That fucking, what?
2018?
2017 or 2018?
One of those 2 years. I think it was 2018, actually.
Damn.
It was 2018.
He came out in 2018.
Gunna? Could he make the Mount Rushmore?
I do fuck with Gunna, but
Gunna is hard. He's underrated.
Don Toliver?
Him too.
It's kind of early. The thing is,
early.
it's so early. We're only a year into this decade, so it's kind of hard to. But
make our bold predictions.
yeah, but I mean,
Back to something that I said, and I put a
Catch
note
us
down.
on 2030.
I put a note down for this shit. Drake
Episode 700.
and J. Cole are only really a decade into their career as far as what they've done greatness-wise. Jay-Z was only dropping, what, Blueprint 2 at this time? Or he was getting ready to retire at this time, and he had another 15 years. Nas had another 15 years after his 10 years. Like, those guys are 25, 30 years into the game. And still, like, arguably still one of the greatest artists out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't really see J. Cole kind of. I don't see him staying around that long. More out of choice. Yeah, more out of choice. It's not because he can't or he won't or he doesn't have the capability. I just it doesn't. It seems like he's kind of not already one foot out the door, but he's already kind of looking towards that shit.
I think the competitive nature that he has with the sport and himself won't let him retire because he's flirted with it for years.
Yeah.
And then he finds some type of new motivation, and here we go again. With KOD, he found new motivation with this new school shit, all the drugs and pills that were going on, him not, doing features with nobody, those kids hating on him, the little pumps and shit, fuck J. Cole, like, motivated him again.
Yeah.
And then in the latest documentary he just put out, he's like, well, do I want to, like, leave the game like this, or do I want to see if I can take it to another level?
Yeah.
Or do I want to be the guy that was known not to have features? Like, he feels like there's still things in the game that he hasn't.
Well, he has his rollout. He's got, 2 more albums that he's going to put out? So,
right.
I mean.
But what if he gets to the end of that rollout and he looks at his predecessors and he's like, well, shit. They did this, that, and the third after this. Is there another level? Is there another gear for me? Who knows? It all depends on where he is in his career at that point as far as, like, his love for the game and the sport.
Yeah. I mean, shit, we got another 10 to go, so we'll see.
Drake will be around
until he wants to.
Yeah, he'll always be in the
Until
public. He'll always be in the
whole
public
country.
eye. whether he's not dropping music or whatever, he'll always have that like.
I mean, he's like, he's transcended rap.
Yeah,
he's transcended music at this
point. He's too big of a celebrity. Yeah, I'll always be on him.
Yeah,
Jay-Z hasn't put out an album since what? 2017. His own album since 2017, and he's still top 3, top 5 most talked about artists that we have on a daily basis. So.
Yeah, but his business ventures outside of music is what's really kept. I mean, working with the NFL and shit like that, when you align yourself with, certain companies.
The biggest fucking company.
Yeah, certain entities, like that shit is, and he's
for sure.
He's done that. So, yeah, that's just going to keep him relevant.
Right.
So
that's why it's so hard to hate on Jay-Z. It's like, you don't like his music, but can you hate on what he's done as a businessman?
Not at all.
No, like that's inspiring for anybody.
He's
I don't care
rich.
who you are.
He's
super rich.
Yeah,
for sure.
Rich is an understatement.
For sure.
Honestly.
He's a rich man's rich.
A rich man's rich.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just make that up?
No.
Oh, shit.
Maybe. I don't know, honestly.
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever heard it before, but
I've never heard it.
I didn't want to give myself credit for something, just in case.
Well,
the rich don't say that.
All right. Well,
the rich don't call themselves rich.
They call themselves wealthy.
They're rich.
I ain't rich, bitch. I'm wealthy.
I'm wealthier than wealthy.
Yikes. Filthy rich.
Boom.
Filthy stinking rich.
All right. Jumping into our next topic.
What? Jumping in?
I said jumping in.
It's not funny, Jacob.
I think I did. True. It's not. True. Gonna talk a little bit about guns.
Bow.
Jordan's been adamant about speaking about this. So,
Hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Hilarious.
So I wanted to bring it up. It's just a topic of conversation. Why not?
Why do you want to bring it up?
Because just recently, Biden's ATF, can't even read from here.
Nominees.
There it is. Nominees wants to ban assault rifles. What do y'all think about that? Do you see the use for guns?
I mean, I do. I mean, there's use for everything, I guess, in the sense. But, I mean, initially, first of all, it's going to be extremely hard to do because even if you pass the bill or pass that, like, getting people to actually give up their guns is one thing. Like, people want to, especially nowadays, that guns are just assault rifles or white people thing, this, that, whatever. Guns that's an American culture thing. You can go up to anybody in America, black, white, Spanish, Asian, talk about guns. People like guns.
Or at least know about them.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Like people like guns. People like to have guns. I know responsible gun owners. I know people who know everything about what they have and this, that, whatever, and have all these fucking license and certifications and are doing it the right way. But then there's a ton of people that are doing it fucked up and like
guns illegally.
Exactly.
Do
and
you know any irresponsible gun owners?
Not personally, no.
I'll say if you do.
Not personally.
What are their names?
I mean, like, I guess we all. Not that I know people personally, but I know people that are like have guns and are a little reckless with them. Not like they're going around and fucking shit up, but it's like, yeah, you know what? I don't really think you should have a gun, but I digress. But I do think, originally why like there is guns and like why we have the right to bear arms, because whenever the fucking Revolutionary War happened, blah, 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 the right to bear arms was for the citizens to protect themselves from the government. If the government ever wanted to like try and overstep boundaries and shit like that, we had a means as citizens to protect ourselves. Fast forward however many hundreds of years now, like how much that people do not trust the government at this point, given everything that's been going on and everything like that. Like I just find it super difficult for, okay, we're going to ban all assault rifles, turn in your guns, or we're going to take them from you. I don't see that going very well. I don't see that playing out to,
Well, that's not necessarily what they want to do with it. They're trying to more like basically ban them to where they can't be sold ever again. So like whoever has them, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, give me it, but you can't get another one.
Yeah. But the thing is,
but with that being said,
black market.
This is true. Plus, with that being said, like if people want to own something, they're going to get it. Like if people want something, they'll most likely get it.
Yeah.
And then another thing is like what's the one thing that stops bad guys with guns?
Good guys with guns.
Bam. So like, you're not just gonna, have that market for these people to like to still be able to buy guns, and then people trying to defend themselves or their homes.
Yeah, that's just
not being able to have them.
When you try and ban shit like that, and I feel like that's just a super slippery slope that you can go down.
100%.
Because like, again, like people, guns kill people and guns are bad, and it's like, nah, like if they're in the wrong hands, then yes. If you're not educated on it, then yes. If you have a fear of guns and don't understand what it is, then yes, like you are going to, have certain a certain perception on it. But if you've handled a gun before and you understand what the power of it is, and you understand, kind of have a general knowledge of what it is, then it takes away the fear, for me at least. Like the less you know about something, anything, whether it's guns, whether it's this, whether it's that, the less fear you have of it.
This is true.
If you only, get your information from one source or from whatever, if you're from your dad, from this person, if you're getting it from whatever type of culture or this or that, then you get a certain type of perception on things. Again, I don't think guns are bad. There's definitely a place for them. I do feel like there could be more regulation on it. Background checks should be harder. It should be harder. Like,
it should be harder to purchase a gun.
Went to Georgia and bought a gun at a pawn shop. Took him 15 minutes. Like, it shouldn't be that fucking easy to buy a gun. But I don't think that you should ban assault rifles. Do think some of the certain like certain scopes and like extended clips and all that shit, like, that probably should be left for more military grade shit and not for just the everyday person.
Correct. It's a little excessive for like even protecting yourself.
Exactly. Like
I understand protecting yourself, but you really need a 25 round clip.
Yeah. Like
what are you protecting yourself
that's
from?
When it starts kind of, but
an apocalypse.
I don't think it should be banned, or like assault rifles should be banned. And a lot of people will look at like, who was it? New Zealand or Australia? That one of those two, like they had a mass shooting over there like a couple years ago, and the prime minister fucking immediately banned all assault rifles or whatever. And people were like, well, why can't we do it here? Well, like New Zealand, Australia, whichever, I don't remember one. New Zealand is like fucking 50 times smaller than the United States. They're like, their population is nowhere near the population that we have.
It was like right when the pandemic. It was either 2019, 2000, early.
So
2020.
It's like, being able to control a million people as opposed to 300 million people, that's a big difference to when it's coming to guns. And when you're trying to put in regulations and things of that sort,
especially the freedoms we have here versus other countries.
Yeah, it's just like
we're
different
based on those. Like these are stuff that was established well before any of our parents, grandparents ever were even around. These were constitutional rights that that America had well before us. A long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's like now they want to change it, which they change a lot of things. I get, adapt to survive and whatnot, but there's certain things that it's like, yeah, I feel like it kind of restricts the freedoms we have been given as, this great country and given so many freedoms. But like, I do agree that you should probably have a background check or something if you want to buy an assault rifle.
Yeah, they just need to make it more difficult. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're not going to stop violence. Like, you could try all you want or whatever. You can ban this and stop that, and you can't do this. But, like, at the end of the day, like, you can't eradicate violence altogether. Like, if someone is pissed off, they will find a way to fuck some shit up.
Correct.
We've seen, within the past however many years, people will just take cars and just ram them into fucking crowds of people. Are we going to start banning cars? Like, it's like, where do you draw the line at a certain point? Like, all right, well, if I can't have a gun and I need to protect myself, can I carry a knife? Can I carry a fucking machete, tasers, this, like, but then sometimes that's not enough. Like, you see videos of people fucking taking taser shots like fucking nothing and keep on walking. It's like, Jesus Christ, like,
I'm gonna get you, bitch.
And like, it's one thing, like, it's one thing if it's like us, like, we're grown men, we're big guys, but like, if it's someone, like, if it's a woman that's not as, they're just not as strong, they can't defend themselves in certain ways. It's like, not that I'm not saying to arm everybody with a gun, but there are certain things that it's like, that levels the playing field a lot in certain situations.
Oh yeah.
It's a fine line and it's a slippery slope. You don't, where exactly do you draw the line? But I don't know. It's, you know,
I feel like it's also,
again, I'm not saying to ban them, but like I said, there does need to be some type of restructuring of how they're purchased, and you know how it's vetted, how you're vetted to, you know, get a gun, even down to a handgun, essentially. Cause
I feel like also people need to be well more educated about guns. For instance, like going off of like some of, you know, our experiences, our young, you know, we're 25, 27, whatever. Have our experiences with guns, like been taught, you know, went to a shooting range.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't have the experience with them, but just saying, like, the more knowledge you have on them, the less scary they are. The more you know, like, all right, this can take a life easily, but you know,
shooting
give
a
you
gun
some
is
more
fucking,
responsibility.
That shit really does put it in perspective. So first time I shot a gun, I was like, wow, like, Jesus Christ, that would suck to get shot. Like, that was from, like, literally my first thought. I'm like, that would hurt so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Cause then, I mean, and you're in a shooting range and you have the fucking earmuffs on and everything, and that shit, the fucking shot is still loud as fuck. Like, when you first walk into the gun range and like you're not, like, you're just kind of walking in. Of course, you understand people are gonna shoot guns, but when you don't see it and you just hear it, it's, oh fuck, like, what the fuck.
I like outside shooting ranges better.
I've never been to an outside one.
I've been to both, and outside's definitely, but I mean, it's still loud as fuck. But you're shooting like a big ass dirt mound.
Yeah.
But inside is just like it echoes damn near. I know it's like soundproofing, so it shouldn't echo, but it just feels like it echoes.
No, it definitely, that shit is loud.
It's just so loud.
And especially like you have the earmuff, whatever the plug, and it's still fucking going through there. But it puts it in perspective, like
how powerful they truly are.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, just depending on the gun as well, shooting different guns, the kick on them.
I mean, to me, shooting an assault rifle is a lot easier than shooting a handgun.
Yeah, it's got less. Usually,
it doesn't have
coil.
Yeah, it doesn't have the kickback, and it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to be accurate with it, because with a hand, like with the assault rifle, you're holding it up to your body. Like, you usually have some type of, like, not a scope, but like somewhere to look. There you go, to look through. With a pistol, that's all in your wrist. Like, if you're not ready for that shit, there's kick back and yeah.
Got both hands.
But like I said, I mean, we've said it before. I think it's definitely something that
kill shot.
I definitely think it's something that people should experience, and like since it's so like common in this country, like it's such a normal thing. I feel like you should have some type of like either some type of education, some experience with it. Like, you don't have to be a fucking Navy SEAL and fucking have to, change clips and magazines. Take it apart, put it together. Yeah, in like 5 minutes. But like, you should definitely have some type of like how to work it. Where's the safety at? You know, how do I load and unload a gun? You know, how do I take out the all that?
Check the chamber. Yeah, make sure there's not one in the chamber.
Yeah, just basic shit. Just so like, if
every time I pick up a gun, I'm like, okay.
If you do ever find yourself in a situation where you either have to use one yourself or one is being used against you, you kind of you're not panicking and like, oh fuck, what do I do? Because when you start panicking, that's when thought process,
dive, duck, dodge.
Your thought process starts getting all fucked up, and you're not thinking straight. And then in those instances, you have to be on your P's and Q's, because one wrong step and boom, that's it. No more. Like, you're done.
Well, maybe not.
I mean, not, but
never mind.
I mean,
don't even want to talk shit about it. Don't want to get shot. Definitely don't want to get shot.
I mean, you could get shot anywhere. Sean Taylor, he was a football player, got shot in the groin, bled out, died. It hit a main artery, but like, if you get shot like that, I mean, guns are made to kill.
Yeah.
So it's like, you could get shot somewhere, and if it doesn't necessarily have to be like a vital organ or something like that, but if you don't get attention quick enough, then boom, that's it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would, yikes, I not want to get shot.
But I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's a part of this country's culture. It's very embedded in it at this point, and to trust. And again, I didn't read too much on this, but it's not the first time this has been brought up as far as guns, assault rifles being banned. It's like it's
not. It's just the latest nominee.
Yeah, it's just when
it was just funny because he didn't know the definition of assault rifles. They were like I guess the Congress, like, he was trying to pass this bill to ban them, and the congressman was like, "What is your definition of assault rifles?" And the guy was like, "Well, it's this. It's the nominees, right? Blah blah blah." And he was like, "No, what's your definition of it. He couldn't give him a definition.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, why do you want me to pass this bill if you don't have a definition?" It was just an interesting video to watch, like how they push certain agendas. Like,
yeah, but I mean, those Congress people. I mean, either side. A lot of those.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of those people are just
snakes,
fucking stupid. Not even
Both
snake.
sides.
They're just talking. They're just. I mean, they are, but I mean, they're just kind of like mouthpieces for the bigger entity of
correct.
It. Like that. Like they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about half the time. Like. Whether on whatever side you're on, like until like, man, fucking politics. It's just a fucking grimy, crooked ass game. Like, and that's why again, like back to like, it's hard to, especially with banning shit. Like when you don't even trust your own government.
Yeah.
How do you expect people to give up their guns? The way to protect themselves from the government if something were to happen, like, how do you give up that protection to a body that you don't trust, to something that is supposed to be governing you that you do not trust? As a whole, the country is like, fuck the government. Like,
we're very standoffish.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like,
a weird time to
it's
live
like
in.
not trusting your parents, or like it's like essentially like, yeah, we're gonna do good by you. Just trust us, and then you trust them, and they kind of fucking fucking pull the rug right up from under you. It's like, fuck, they got me again. Like, then when it comes to, things like this, guns that people are so strongly about, again, how do you just give up your,
livelihood in a sense?
Exactly. And a lot of people is like, these guns have been in their families for generations. They've been doing this shit. Like they, especially in like middle America, like the fucking Midwest, like these rural fucking, like that's,
grew up shooting guns.
Yeah, like it's a slippery slope, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll just come to a place of peace and we won't ever need guns.
Maybe
that would be a beautiful day.
Wishful thinking, I guess.
Jordan, how do you think guns like play a role in our society?
I mean, it's a part of our daily lives, whether you have one or you don't have one, right? People that govern us have guns. People that we come in contact with every day have guns, so you gotta kind of be on your toes when it comes to that. So like Eric said, it's an American thing. It's an American way. I mean, I feel like guns will always be a part of our society. They've been a part of our society for so long now. I think even if you do try and ban them, like Eric said, there's a black market. There's ways to get around everything. They banned alcohol at one point.
Yeah, and that shit was still thriving.
Prohibition.
That shit was still thriving.
We got bootleggers out of it. So, yeah. I mean, it'll be the same shit. Guns are not going anywhere. I don't have a lot of information on guns. I've never shot a gun, never held a gun.
I mean, more
if there
on
was
like,
never a gun around again after today, I wouldn't know the difference. So
true. I mean, like more on like how are they based in our society? Like the popularity of guns, like a lot of rappers, a lot of culture.
Yeah, it's a culture
in our culture, they talk about guns. Guns
are cool.
Guns are like jewelry.
Guns are cool.
I mean, it's like not even trying to be like sound like an asshole or anything, but like guns are cool. Like they're cool. Like like I said, I mean, if you've ever shot a gun, like it's fun. Like just shooting at a target, like that shit was fun. I was like, God, like I want to go do this again.
It's
like,
a thrill, and you get to test a skill.
Yeah, and like
your aim, your accuracy.
You start shooting different guns and shit. Like it's cool. Like but again, the way that when you have that much power and then you put that shit in the wrong hands, like again, the first time I shot a gun, I was like, damn, this would fucking hurt if you ever got shot. Second thing I thought is like, man, I could see how somebody go fucking power hungry with the fucking gun. Power like, tripping. Yeah, if you're in a position where, you've, I don't know, been bullied your life or you're whatever, you just feel some type of insecurity or you feel like you need to take something into your own hands. All it takes is picking up a gun and just, all right, here we go. Who's going to fucking stop me?
And I think that's a big thing that plays into them trying to ban guns. Is like trying to cut back on, well, not just school shooting, but mass shootings. Like America has the most mass shootings in the world.
I did see something though that for it to be considered a mass shooting, I think like only 3 people had to be shot, which I didn't mean like only 3 people, but like when I think of the word mass shooting, I just.
You're thinking of like 20 plus people.
Well, I was gonna say like 10, 15, but yeah, like I just think of like a higher number than just 3 people.
True.
It's not even like.
But I mean, shit. Even if you. Fuck, say our group is all chilling and people came and shot us. That's a pretty big group of people, It's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like 5, 7 people.
That would be fucking
Honestly.
terrible. Oh, my God.
For real.
Terrible. But
like I said, dip, dive, duck, dodge.
fucking flip the table. Start throwing chairs.
Or fire back.
Shit, I'd be the
I do need a gun based off your type of conversation.
We can fucking run through this wall, right? It's a drywall. We could just fucking run through that bitch.
Faster than the bullets run through us.
There's tile on the other side. You ain't running through that.
Fuck.
We're almost there. Keep chipping away.
No, you could attempt to run through, but you're gonna get fucked up when you hit the other side.
The other side, so I just figured.
And the rack is there. There's racks literally around the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not running through these.
Yeah, we'd be fucked.
Plus, I put these beams. This is legal building. They're 16 inches apart. You missed that motherfucker. You hitting that beam hard.
Fuck.
This shit's built right.
Double
You're
whammy.
not going through the roof. That's 2x6s. So.
I mean, I wasn't.
He looked up and I was
Jacob
like,
doesn't see a room. He sees like all the different pieces. He sees all the studs, the different wood, how far apart they are, where he put the electrical in at. Like,
this box right here. I got a box behind me, and I got a box over there.
Painting pictures and tile on the floor. This nigga sees something totally different.
Fuck. Damn, that's a nice shirt in there.
He knows we're talking about it. I don't need no disrespect. I like the place.
Oh shit! I just saw it. That's funny. But yeah, guns are not bad. People are bad. Guns can hurt though.
Is he strapped like Plexico?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I want to get a gun eventually. More probably like when I live by myself or if I have a family. I feel like I've said this before, but
You have.
you
To
know,
protect you. Yeah, literally.
I mean, just
Daddy's got the gat, baby. Don't worry.
Daddy's got the gat. That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah, just because you never know. Like I don't know.
You're like, I will protect my.
There's just like so many stories. Like my grandparents live in Sunrise, and I've been in and out of that neighborhood like my whole life. And my dad told me a story once, and he pointed to the house. It's like right on the corner of. Damn, I forget what street, but it's like on that same
La Mesa.
La Paloma. That's where my grandparents. It's right on that circle.
Mm-hmm.
One of the houses, he said, yeah, I mean, the guy there, he got into a road rage fucking accident. They started fucking talking shit back and forth to each other. Other guy fucking pulled out a gun, shot him. The gunshot didn't even kill him. Mm-hmm. Fucking fell back, hit his head on I think it was like either curb or something, bled out, died there from hitting his head.
Crazy.
But shit like that, it's like.
Sometimes that worries me. Like, you know, it's funny. I was thinking about that type of situation when we went out the other night, when we went out to the hookah spot. I'm like, damn, what if one time, like, one of us is too drunk or we get into it with the wrong person, and in 3 seconds,
one of us is always somewhat composed.
It doesn't matter how composed you are if there's a weapon involved.
Yeah, it takes one person to say one thing to the wrong person. That person is gonna go.
And
I mean,
3 seconds go by.
like you said,
people are scared to use their hands nowadays.
Life has changed
Bunch of
forever.
bitches.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
but like I was saying before, that shit levels the playing field. 1 against 3, and the one has a gun.
right.
We're not even saying like that kind of senses, but like just anyone.
But, I mean, to what he was saying though, like if we go out and one of us gets too drunk, says something to the wrong person, you know,
Right.
you said that there's always one of us that's kind of, but. You know, a little, you know, coherent and shit like that. But again, like if that one guy is pissed enough and he brings out his gun and there's 3 of us and one of him, but he has a gun, like he likes his odds. I like his odds.
Yeah.
I'm living. Could tell you that much. I like my odds regardless.
Fuck us.
He's
man.
about
Nah.
to fucking.
I'm saying, like I said, dip, dive,
Let me not be out with Jacob when somebody pull a pistol out. 'Cause
I'm surviving.
he's living. Hey, Jordan, you better figure that shit out.
I'll be in your corner.
Shit, I'll flip
Jacob
over
be
a
halfway down
couch.
the
I'll
street. Oh,
fucking.
Jordan, you got a shell in your ass.
Let's go, Jordan, go. Run.
Oh shit.
Nah.
I've always been scared of that because, like, you know, just us doing dumb shit. When, like, say we're like fighting and I'm like too hype, fucking want to jump towards something. I've always been scared of that would happen in my life.
You're
What do
gonna
you
jump towards somebody and
Like,
they're
they're gonna pull out a
shoot
gun.
you
I'll
in
be like,
midair?
oh god. Hopefully not midair. That'd be like, you ever seen Zorro?
Yeah.
When the guy jumps, fucking shot midair. I feel like that would happen.
Antonio.
Yeah. Hopefully that never happens. Though.
He's a hell of a guy.
Great
Who's
movie.
the chick in that movie? Salma Hayek? Is that who it is?
Nah.
I believe.
Penelope Cruz.
Both of them are fine. That's one of those two. But both
I don't
of
think
them.
it's- I don't think
It's
no.
not Penelope.
It's,
the other girl. I always confuse them.
Are you sure it's not Salma?
It's definitely not Selma.
She is fine as hell.
Selma's fine as
She
shit.
is fine as hell.
her last name's Jones, I think. Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
My first crush
Is she
ever.
also in Spanglish?
Yes.
She was my first
Was
crush
she
ever.
really?
Yeah.
Christina Milian.
That's
was
why.
my
What do you
first
think?
crush.
My type, based on her.
Yeah,
black hair, fucking like she's so bad.
This wasn't my
so
first
bad.
crush, and y'all might look at me crazy for this crush, but
God.
I had you were there for this. I had a big crush on Iggy Azalea when she first came out.
I mean, she was bad as hell when she first came
Woo.
out. Australian
Thick-ass white
chick with
girl.
a fat ass.
Get this work.
Hey, that song was fucking. Walk a mile in these Louboutins.
Yeah, man, Egg used to fucking
That was
get
that
hyped to
shit. That was that fucking shit. She
That's
made a
before
good
She did that performance.
one song.
Before she did the freestyle on Swag.
The fucking.
Oh, God.
What really got me was the performance where she's like, sounds like Speedy Gonzalez, the mouse on records.
fucking.
Sounds like this shit off of fucking what was the show on
The
Nickelodeon?
Thornberries, whatever Dewey or fucking Darwin or whatever.
That
the fuck.
shit. That's exactly what that's exactly what you just sounded like.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Her
She
career
needed to
crashed
stop.
and
But
burned.
yeah,
So
she's still
bad.
fine though. Fuck it.
Yeah, she got a baby with a rapper too.
And she had that accent, the Australian accent
Yeah.
with the fucking
Forever
fat
bad.
ass. Yeah, that was lit. That's not a bad crush.
That was lit.
I had a crush on Kim Kardashian too, but who didn't at one
Yeah.
point?
Kim Bella, I remember that.
Oh, I did have a crush
I
on Kim
remember
Bella.
that. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was bad too back in
She
the day. She
was.
kind of lost it a little bit.
She was-
She's like too plastic now. It looked like she got too much surgery.
Yeah, she wasn't. I mean, she was famous from Love and Hip Hop.
Mm.
I watched her get her ass beat on Love and Hip Hop by Chrissy.
Is that when you stopped having a crush
Chrissy
on her?
Jones.
So yeah, she
Nah,
can't hold her own. That's it.
Her hoo-ha came out. You didn't see it on TV. They blurred it, but Chrissy fucking.
You got your ass beat to where
So
you.
Chrissy is
Like-
Jim Jones's girl, and Kim Bella is Joel Santana's girl. And you know, Joel Santana, Jim Jones, Dipset.
Yeah.
Their girls had problems. They never had issues, but their girls always had problems. So, like, they got into it. They were. It was on the show. They were at some like little event or in some room. It was a bunch of girls, and they got into it. And security had to like calm it down. So Chrissy's over in the corner. She's like, "I'm fine. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom." So she gets up to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom is where this chair is. And you're Chrissy, pause. And I got to pass you to get to the bathroom. So she just plays it off like, oh, I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. Gets up real calm. And right when she gets close to Kim Bella, she fucking Superman punches that bitch. Like hard, bro. Starts whooping her ass on the floor. And she's in a skirt, and the skirt comes up, and she had no panties on under the skirt.
Nice. She
Her
was
hoo-ha
trying to get a
came
little frisky that night.
Her hoo-ha came
And then
out.
she got her ass beat.
Yep.
Needed a bag of peas.
Yeah. So that was always a funny ass moment on reality TV. You
What's the
chance,
reason?
You get a chance to look it up. It's like one of those, except they actually fight.
Boom. Ain't that?
That's a good reality TV moment. Love and Hip Hop. Flavor of Love, New York. When the white girl spits on her. You remember that?
Yeah, and she fucking
She
boom,
caught her
boom,
by the
boom.
hair and fucking snatched her
That's
up.
the one with Hoops on there, right?
Hoops.
She ended up dating Shaq. Yeah,
Hoops
she
was on the
fucking
first season.
tiny.
And she won. She was beautiful. Though.
Yeah,
Hoops
she was-
is from Detroit.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She-
I kind of thought New York was kind of cute for a little,
A little
bit.
bit. She had,
She
that
had a
ratchet-
moment. She was ratchet, but it was
cuteness
exactly. I was
about
like,
her.
Like a cute ratchet.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
then like she got super skinny, and I don't know, maybe she was doing drugs or something. but
Jersey Shore, Ronnie's fights were always
he
good
bro,
moments.
one hit wonder, dog.
That
He
was hard.
fucking one hit.
When he
Damn.
fights that guy on the boardwalk on the pier, the
Mhm.
bald guy starts whooping his ass. That's a good one too.
Yeah, he got the hands at least.
Yeah.
At
He was
least
with
he's
the
got the
shits.
power. Cause he was a big dude though.
He
can't-
was fucking.
I know there's plenty more.
The one where fucking Mike the Situation throws his head into the
yeah,
fucking
that was-
Idiot.
wall.
that was
Gets a
dumb.
neck break.
Who else had some good fights and reality TV
fuck.
moments?
I didn't really watch reality TV like that.
Not for a while.
did.
I watched the one that I really got into was Jersey Shore, and then after that, I was
Mhm.
kind of like, that was a fucking vibe though. Back in the day,
That was my shit.
I wanted to fucking go to the Jersey Shore so bad. It's fucking lit.
I wanted to go to Miami.
making the band.
Making
Did
the
he
band.
made them walk all the way from Manhattan to Brooklyn, I think, to Queens to get like a slice of pizza
They
or
were
cheesecake.
closed.
And they were closed?
I don't know.
I don't know. They were
I
closed.
don't
They didn't want to do it anymore. They got mad because the walk was so long. Puff treated them like straight shit. And
Why don't
Puff
they just
came and
take a
got mad at
fucking
them
taxi?
that they kind of like quit on the walk and didn't want to do it.
Why?
You can't do this, then how the fuck you gonna make it in the music industry?
Why didn't they take a taxi?
I guess it was part of the stipulation that they couldn't. They had to walk.
Bummer. That's shitty.
Puff was an asshole.
He seems like an asshole.
His shows were funny to watch just because of that. Like, he was just an asshole. He just make people cry and shit like that. Making the Band was pretty good, though, both seasons.
For real.
The one he had, Day 26, the group, and Danny Kane were both good.
Did any, like, big artists come out of that ever? Like, anyone, like, notable?
I mean, Day 26 had, like, a couple records, but they didn't really do that much. Danny Kane, they had, like 2-3 records that were okay. And then out of Danny D. Kane, he took away the white girl, Audrey O'Day, who dated Pauly D. He took her out and took the 2 black girls, Dawn and D. Woods, and made Diddy Dirty Money. And that's when he came out with the song, Hello, Good morning, let's go. Hello, Last Train to Paris, that album, Diddy Dirty Money, that's who it is. That's him and those 2 girls.
Wow. The more you know. The more you know.
Learn something new every day.
And Drake had a feature on that album.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. People forget about that.
Damn.
That's why that Puff Drake shit, when they got into a beef, it kind of goes back deep.
You got smacked in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't know if I could just let someone smack me in the
I don't think it went like that,
face.
though. I think it went like it was a cool conversation, and all of a sudden, Drake got hands put on him, commotion, he got pulled away. And in the midst, I think Drake fucked up his shoulder, right? Or something like yeah, because they like pulled him or something like that. But I don't think I think Puff got it off, and then it was a bunch of commotion.
Yeah, because most of the time when people talk about it, they make it sound like he just got fucking like smacked, and then everybody was just
got sunned and then just put his head
pretty
down,
much.
Like,
yeah, that's
Puff.
what they made it sound like.
I don't think it was like that. They also say that T.I.'s man pissed on Drake, and like,
yeah, I heard that.
He didn't piss on him. Like, they were at like a movie theater or something like that for a premiere, and the guy was like rose up from Drake and just started pissing in it. So happened to be in Drake's direction. So it's not like he like legit got peed
gross,
on.
Though, but
like,
goddamn, like what the fuck?
It just was next to him.
Who does that though? Like what the fuck? Honestly, fucking.
I guess, but shit, how fucked up could you be? I at least make it to the bathroom.
Super fucked up.
So run outside like. Oh.
Jay-Z had some beefs. We were talking about Jay-Z earlier. We getting into his beefs. He stabbed somebody.
Didn't he stab his brother or something?
He shot his brother. Shot his brother in the shoulder.
Yikes.
Over some money, I think.
Boom.
And then
money, you do it. Shot it, do it.
He stabbed an executive called Big Un from Entertainment Records. It was the label that Notorious B.I.G. started, and his partner was Big Un. And then B.I.G. passed, and Un kept the label.
Why did he stab him?
They claim, Jay-Z claims it was over some records. Kill Jay-Z, you stabbed Un over some records. Mm-hmm. Your excuse is that he was talking to Reckless. That's what he says, but a lot of people say it was over a girl. And the girl was Corinne Steffens. You ever heard of Superhead? You know the girl that went on Vlad TV talking about Lil Wayne, talking about she would leave her man in the middle of the night just to go spend days with Wayne. She was obsessed with Wayne.
I remember the chick. I remember what she looks like and everything.
That's Superhead. Corinne Steffens, who she was.
Did she give Superhead? Is that why?
That's why they called her that.
Fair enough.
Who she was?
Who was she?
She's been in the industry for a long time. Who she was linked to first, that was a big name, was Jay-Z. That's who gave her claim to fame. And the word on the street was Jay-Z like had a thing for her.
Nope. Looks like she loved Wayne more than anybody.
She went and got with Big Un or some shit like that.
And stabbed him.
That's like the behind the scenes story.
The conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory.
Yikes, man.
But she been with hella rappers.
Fuck, I couldn't imagine.
But she was insane about Wayne. Like, she wrote a tell-all book, and like shit she would do for Wayne would be insane. She would be like in a full-blown relationship, engaged to somebody for years, and Wayne, all of a sudden after a year or 8 months, would just randomly hit her up at like 3 a.m. Like, I'm sending a car for you. She would just say okay and be gone for like a week at a time. 5-6 days at a time.
God damn.
And would tell the guy in the relationship, like, you have to be comfortable with this. Like, whenever he says it's time to go, it's time to go. I don't care how much I love you or how far we are in this relationship. This is what it is. I'll do anything for Wayne.
And then it's like, all right, peace, bitch. I don't know. I couldn't imagine like stabbing somebody for a girl or being like that fucking in love with a chick. That I could.
A big reason why they call her Superhead too, because there's a story that Irv Gotti tells that she wanted to be on a certain video. I think it might have been the New York video. I got 100 clips.
Nigga, I'm from New York.
She wanted to be on that video, and by that time she was already an industry chick, and Irv Gotti, who had Murder Inc., he Jay-Z, Ja Rule was signed to Murder Inc. He was doing the video, and the girl wanted to be in the video so bad. He was like, "Nah, get the fuck out of here, you fucking whore." He said something like that. That's what he said about her.
Disclaimer.
He's like, whoa, whoa.
And the story is that he told her, "Okay, if you want to be in this video, in that trailer, it's like 6-7 niggas. You got to suck all their dicks.
God damn.
If you want to be on set." And she one by one did it.
Oh my god.
Just to be in the video.
Jesus Christ.
So she was like the first like real
Jesus
like industry groupie that just wanted to be around
Fuck
and would do anything to be around.
Suck 7 dicks. Yikes. Oh my god.
Supposedly. And this is told by Irv Gotti, not by Jordan.
Narrated by Jordan.
Were you one of the guys in that trailer?
I'm just reciprocating it. No, I was too young for that. I did like the song though. I like it more now.
I like it more.
Oh fuck, that's some
Story
crazy
time with Jordan.
shit. Crazy
Not with
shit.
me, but stories I've heard that I give back to y'all.
Trying to get into the last one.
Yeah, we can get into that shit. I don't mind. We can get into whatever the fuck. We got like what, 10, 15 minutes.
It's an hour already.
Yeah, it is.
We could throw like 20 in it. Fuck it. Get into the last one. Words versus action. Jordan. Look at that. No, I'm just kidding. What do you guys think holds more weight? How does it make you feel when the two don't align?
Mad.
I guess I'll start with this guy. Why does it make you feel mad, Jordan?
No, I'm just mad that the Lakers fucking lost today. That shit pisses me
That's
off.
on them.
LeBron said he was going to win, and then his actions said differently. So I'm pissed off.
Words versus action.
I'm upset.
Oh,
But
fuck.
it's kind of hard to guarantee something like that.
Not when you're LeBron James.
But when your best player goes down, then it's kind of makes a little
Yeah, but he's
harder.
done more with less,
True. But he was younger.
I guess.
He
But
had a good game.
He did.
Not good
25
enough.
and 8.
It's true.
not good enough. He
But he
needed to have
needed AD.
35 and 8.
He
Because they
needed
only
AD.
lost by like 10 points, right?
Mhm.
Less than that, 8.
If he would have had 35, they had 2-point win. There you go. Pick it up, LeBron. But I mean, I definitely would say actions hold more weight in my world than words.
100%.
People will say
100%.
shit. People
You
will
could say
shit.
people
all
could say whatever the fuck they want,
Yeah,
unless you're proving it.
exactly.
What does it matter?
Yeah, that shit's annoying. That shit does make me mad when, not necessarily mad, but like
mad.
people will say shit and then not have their actions fall in line with what they're saying, and then when you call them out on it, try and get all fucking
Offensive.
yeah. And I'm like, listen, I'm not
Acting like they didn't say it first.
Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm not saying
Bitches.
anything that you're not. I'm not saying anything that's outside of the truth right now. Like, you told me this, and now this is what you're doing. Those two don't fucking align. So this is why I'm thinking like this. But why are you mad? Am I wrong? And then no, it's like, all right then, well, tighten the fuck up. But I mean, that shit is hard. I was reading a book. It's called The 4 Agreements, and the first agreement is like, be impeccable to your word. That if
Be
you
impeccable.
be impeccable to your word. So if you say something, follow that with your actions, and then shit will start falling in line. You'll start seeing, how you're like the shit that goes on in your everyday, how that shit will change. Like if you try and stay true to like what you believe
Or what
and
you
what
say.
your morals and this, that, whatever, and say like, fuck, I'm not gonna fucking eat cake after 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I start
Then-
something like that in 2 days.
Yeah, and then like if you stay true to that, then it's easier for you to, I guess, kind of like talk to people and like hold other people accountable. Because if you can't hold yourself accountable with something so simple like that, then how is it that you're gonna hold other people accountable in a sense?
Right.
It's a really good book. It was actually a pretty easy read. I read it on. I didn't read it. I listened to it on Audible, but that shit was a pretty good book. But I feel like too many people just like to say shit and that would be it. Like, oh, yeah, okay, I said this. Like, that'll get them off my back for this long.
You can say whatever, but
And then,
you're proving it.
I'll deal with it later. But, like, at a certain point, it's like, you're going to say something over and over again, and the person be like, well, you said this, and now you're doing this, and you said this, and you're doing this, and then it's going to get to a point where it's like, all right, fuck you, like, I'm not going to deal with this shit anymore. Like, you clearly cannot, like, you can't, for whatever reason, live up to what you're saying through your actions. So then why the fuck am I going to continue to be around you, put myself in situations where I'm just going to set myself up for disappointment, essentially?
Very
People
true.
get fucking upset, but like, why, and this and that. And it's like, well, you're telling me why right now. With like, your shit's not lining up. You're doing one thing and you're saying another thing, and it doesn't make sense. So it's like, this is why I think and feel the way I'm feeling, because of what you are doing at this point. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot easier than people make it out to be, but maybe that's just me.
I mean, it is. I've always taught, like, your word is the only thing you have. So, like, stay true to your word. If you say something, follow through.
My word and my balls.
All right.
You know,
don't break them for nobody.
Boom. Do you know where that's from?
Nah, he's barely Cuban.
You don't know what you don't know what movie that's from?
Scarface.
There you go.
This guy, he's barely Cuban.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, I was gonna revoke your Cuban card.
Bow.
Well, I mean,
You
it's not like he's really Cuban, but
just be
okay.
Caucasian.
Yeah, that was
What is he
Al
embodying?
Pacino's Cuban
What is
accent
he
was
embodying?
fucking
I get it.
The
terrible.
Cuban culture, the Cuban story.
that shit was a
Not the
fucking
Cuban story, because you shouldn't say that's the Cuban story, but
He was embodying a Cuban character, a Cuban immigrant,
right.
becoming
Something
shit,
from
really.
Nothing. Something from nothing.
rags to riches. Who doesn't like a
But
rags
was
to
it worth
riches
it?
story? The world is yours.
boom, literally.
He dies in that pool.
It's also a story of greed.
It is. Gluttony.
And we can bring guns back into it.
He gets shut the fuck up.
He does,
Not a
but
story of
Give me your bullets.
There's
Give me your bullets.
Take all your fucking
He
bullets.
fucking gets, and then the guy, yeah, he was eating them too, and then the guy comes up behind him. With
well,
a
he was
shotgun.
already dead. He was just on enough cocaine to keep you alive for a little
Yeah.
longer.
That
That's
was
what
a
happens
fucking
when you
great
bury your
movie.
face into a mountain.
Bro, he was pissed. He was there. Yeah, his shit.
I'm not
came
gonna lie though, if
crumbling
you
down
are gonna
quick.
go down, if you are gonna go out, hardest way to ever go out. Take at least 5-6 with you. It's hard.
Yeah.
Took more than that. He had grenade launcher.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He was shooting that bitch. He fucking blowing that shit up.
So the ultimate assassin came through and shot him in his back with that shotgun.
No, if he climbed
Punk
from the
ass bitch.
fucking balcony and shit, like he was,
That was the
stealthy
hitman.
shit.
He's the same guy that kills the informant,
Mhm.
drops him from the
Mhm.
helicopter.
Yep.
He's
Damn.
just like
Sneaky little
He's-
guy.
yeah.
He's just kind of lurking in the
Yeah.
fucking shadows the whole movie. And
He's
then,
the cartel's hitman.
Mhm.
damn, imagine being a hitman for the cartel. You must be a fucking badass
You're a savage.
to not give a fuck.
And the guy that Tony kills in the car is like the mad like scientist
Yeah.
behind everything. Like you have Sosa, and then you have like the
It's
it's
pop-
like
That's a fucking
evil
yeah,
confidant.
it's a great movie.
Really
It
is.
Top 10 all time. Not even top 50.
Oh, hello. Damn, son.
You think
I
it's
want a
top
list.
50?
I want a list.
I mean, I probably have only seen like 50 movies in my life, so
what?
it's an exaggeration. I don't watch a lot of movies. That's
What?
I feel like you watch a lot more movies than you think you do.
I've watched thousands of movies in my life.
Again, it was a little bit of an exaggeration.
A little bit.
But I can't, I mean, shit, I guess in my eyes it could be a top 50 movie, but I mean, I
I
can't
feel
really,
like I watched thousands.
I don't know if I could rip off 50 movies off the top of my head right now that I've seen.
Goodfellas top 50?
Sure, yeah.
Top 10?
The Departed.
No.
That was a pretty good movie.
Gone with the Wind. Fuck that.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. That movie is kind of weird.
Put 'em up, put 'em up.
There's another movie that kind of always gave me the heebie-jeebies. I
Chitty
can't-
Chitty Bang Bang.
It was an older movie.
That
It
movie
wasn't-
scared the fuck out of me as a child.
For real.
Jeepers Creepers.
Scared
Jeepers
the fuck out of
Creepers,
me.
that movie sucked.
I mean, the first time I ever watched
second
Chitty
one
Chitty
was
Bang
better
Bang,
than the
I was
first
like
one,
4 or
honestly.
5. And I remember that, like, you know the guy, like,
When
who's
the-
stealing
Fucking
kids?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That movie was
That
always
creeped you out?
Yes.
The first one or
The first one. I don't know. Gene Wilder, he's kind of a weird guy in that movie. Like, he gives me fucking creeper vibes the
He's
whole
more
way.
creepy than Johnny Depp.
I don't.
What?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Johnny Depp was just kind of like a weirdo in that movie. Like, he wasn't creepy. I felt like Gene Wilder, like, in that movie, would, like, he could kill people. I never got that vibe from Johnny Depp. He just kind of seemed like he had like a couple loose screws. It was like, yeah, he just really likes chocolate, really likes candy. super passionate about that shit. Gene Wilder and
super
fucking,
passionate.
and his shit, he seems like, especially the tunnel when they're going through the tunnel and shit, and it's like trippy as fuck. That I didn't like that as a kid. That shit gave me the
flips
heat.
out at the end of the movie on fucking Charlie.
Yeah, he does.
Charlie ain't do shit.
He was just trying to, go on a tour. The Chocolate Factory.
He sure was.
Little did he know that he was being put through a test, and he's the only one that passed. By the way, I'm going to say this live on the air, bitch. The Heat lost in fucking 4. They got swept.
Man.
Where's my money, damn it?
You don't play with your food.
Where's my money?
Fuck Giannis. It's coming. It's coming.
Shit. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that.
We got an ass better in the house.
I just wanted to say that.
He's an ass better.
It felt good.
You an ass better, Jacob?
You were so fucking gun-ho.
Don't know you to be an ass better.
You were so gung-ho about that shit, and then
they played like jack shit.
What'd you expect? They were a fucking 5th seed in the East.
I don't give a fuck. I expected them to show up.
Bro, but the thing is,
they let me down.
The thing is you got to put shit
in perspective. They let me down. I did.
I'll say this. The Eagles are probably going to suck this year. I'm an Eagles fan, but I realize this. I'm not going to go on a delusional trip and be like, they're going to win the fucking Super Bowl. The Heat didn't make any improvements to their roster from last year. What made you think they were going to do any better? Run it back?
Supposedly they could have got James Harden if they traded Tyler Hero.
And he fucking, in hindsight, they should have now, because Tyler Hero only averaged like 7 points a game. Shot like 20% from the field.
Tyler, Jimmy, Bam even was playing like trash.
Because sorry to break it to you, Bam's not that great either.
He's not.
He's okay. Soft. He's good. He's
all right, good. Listen.
He's the third option.
Take Colin's dick out your mouth.
No,
Make your own opinion.
It's true.
Bam is a good player.
He's like the third option on a championship team. He's the third option.
I heard said it.
No, he's the third option on a championship team. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong. It's not that hard to say.
Well, you're wrong.
I was. That's why I owe you $50, but...
All right, so then what's your prediction for next year?
Heat win the chip.
What's your prediction for this year? Now that your beloved Heat.
I might have to fucking retract mine. Shit. I'm losing faith, man. I'm losing faith a little bit in the Lakers. It's kind of rough. It looked like it's just so up and down. It's so up and down. They look unmotivated. They look a little discombobulated at times. Like they don't know what the fuck is going on in the court.
They do.
I'll see how the 76ers... If the 76ers close this out tonight, they could do some noise in the second round.
They're going to get to the... You're making a good point. Like they have the easiest route to the conference championship out of any team right now.
They play the fucking Hawks next.
Yeah. And they are going to
if the
fucking...
Hawks come out.
They probably will. They have the better player. And the teams are pretty evenly matched. So it's usually, whoever has the best player is going to come out. But... Even then, like, they don't stand a chance against Philly. I like Trae Young. He's kind of, come out and proven a point a little bit, but the 76ers defense is just as good as the Knicks defense.
Way better than the Knicks defense. They're like the number one defense. Number two. Okay.
But they have the offense to go with it, and they have the star power to go with it. The Knicks do not. They,
That's true.
Who won? The Hawks won this game today?
Yeah.
Who would they get if they beat the Hawks? The winner of what?
Brooklyn, Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be a rough series because whoever comes out of that is going to be a little banged up. That's going to probably go 6 or 7. And then, Philly's going to be chilling, waiting, kind of, which that can kind of come back and bite you in the ass sometimes if you sit for too long. But
interesting.
I don't know.
So what are you feeling in the West if you don't get what you want? Who's the next best thing? The Mavs?
No. I think they're just in the Clippers' head, honestly. I don't think they're...
We'll see
tonight. They don't play any defense yet. They still don't play any defense.
We shall see tonight.
Oh, yeah.
They could take a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, that's pretty much a wrap. But out of the West, I mean, I guess...
But then you got
Utah.
And
I don't know. Utah.
If Portland...
if the Lakers get bounced in the first round, I mean, who? I don't know.
You think the Suns are going to get 2 more games on them?
They could. I mean, if AD's not playing, then, I mean, LeBron's going to have to go superhuman again, and it doesn't seem like he has it in him this season.
It
seems like he's kind of...
He finds that disrespectful.
I fucking hope he does. Please listen. And then
saw how he said he would never come to fucking
I know, and then
Orlando.
fucking repost us real quick. You know, get the fucking repost us on Instagram real quick. But yes, like I
Come
don't.
on, LeBron.
Wait, they're stationed in Orlando?
Fuck them.
I ain't not posting them.
Now, LeBron, we're in Malibu.
There you go.
Fuck.
And then we want to come back there.
Yeah, but
Malibu was
I
cool.
don't know.
Expensive
Unless he taps back into 2018 LeBron, that was probably the most amazing playoff run I've ever seen in my life.
Me too.
That shit was incredible.
It was. He was fucking
Every
tearing teams
night,
up.
every night he played was a fucking must see, fucking must watch. He was gonna do something spectacular. Like that shit was incredible.
I mean, he's doing cool shit every time he plays, regardless.
Maybe he needs
His lob today, that was funny as fuck to me. When he let go of the rim, he was like,
He
That's
just
nice
it kind of I don't
Off the
know,
backboard.
and maybe it's just because of the bubble and you know he's tired and blah blah. blah. It just kind of seemed like I feel like you're starting to see a little like
he's 36 years
a
old.
more significant drop off than we've seen. Like he's losing a step a little bit. Like he looks tired, or just disengaged as fuck. Maybe I don't know.
36 years old.
Disengaged and tired. I feel like he can turn it on when he wants to turn it on, but I don't think he like cares as much like you're saying.
Well, fuck, he needs to. Shit,
He's
get
trying to
another
win more
chip.
chips.
Get another chip. Fuck it, go back to back again with a third. I guess with only a second franchise, but win a championship with a third franchise. Go back to back twice with two different franchises.
Boom.
Fucking cement the legacy, even though it's already cemented.
I meant it.
It's already der. It's already der. But you know, whatever.
It's there. It's there.
Well, on that note, I owe Eric $50.
Turn up.
You owe me money too.
I don't.
You owe me dinner. You don't remember that bet we had?
Nope.
We made it last night. You just don't remember.
Horseshit.
I wonder why.
We made it last night. Go.
Jordan's a liar.
Go.
Anyways, you know where to find us. We're on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast for the visuals. Check us out on YouTube.
The tube.
Follow and subscribe. Our Instagram, that's at nohangoverpodcast.com. Website will be up shortly. It's behind my head here. Except add a www in front of it.
I mean, you don't have to, but it looks more official if you do.
It does. .hangover. And
That it?
yeah.
Any last words, Jordan? You got anything to say? Anything you want to tell the people?
No, episode 98.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
We are.
Stay tuned for
100 on
100.
the way. Check out
gonna be
previous
crazy.
episodes. If you haven't checked out previous
Facts.
episodes, let us know what you think.
They're pretty funny.
Factual.
We have some good laughs. Some good topics
Show the
being
page.
discussed. Fuck Jordan. I like talking over him. All right, go ahead, Jordan.
Show the page some love. That's all I was gonna say.
Boom.
There
Follow
you
it.
go.
Post it on your story.
Boom. Everybody love everybody.
Show some love.
Bye out.